టాపిక్ ఏంటి అంటే NFS. ఓకే, NFS ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ నెట్వర్క్ ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్. సో బేసిక్గా ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ NFS ఏంటి అంటే, సో మనకు ప్రైమరీగా ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఇష్యూ అనేది మనకి ఎప్పుడు కూడా రికరింగ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. So primarily in production environment, there is a concept of sharing. Sharing of the data is a very important. Nothing but, for example, this is your outside environment. This is your server. Okay. So this is your server. And just think of that this is your Windows environment. Or so right now we are going with NFS, so we are going with a Unix environment. So this is Unix to Unix. Unix to Unix is nothing but here we have all the flavors like a Linux, Ubuntu, okay, Fedora, etc. Everything, all the flavors is important. So the primary aspect is that whenever we want to share the data, from the one server to the other server. So how the data sharing is happening? So the real problem into the production environment is whenever we are copying the any data, for example from your laptop you are copying the data to your server. There is some moment of the time it will take you the time. So by the time your CPU, IO devices, we are calling as IO devices. So this IO devices will be huge usage. Nothing but it is using very high. Due to that your operating system is keep on updating and keep on working with them. So this is a one of extra burden to the your IO devices. So my requirement is very simple. Just think of that one requirement. The requirement is that we have a SBI bank. So that SBI bank having the multiple branches across the India. Just think of that SBI Delhi. This is the head office and it is having the, let it be 4 major departments are there like SBI Hyderabad, okay, sorry, SBI Chennai, okay, SBI Bangalore. For example, so this is one of the wing. So this particular wing is majorly, this is the 4 portion of departments are there. So the daily requirement is that 9 to 6 they are working. After 6, the entire report they are updating in share folder for review. So this is the requirement. Nothing but every day what exactly they are doing, 9 to 6 they are working. After 6 yeah, the entire data will be they are working, they are uploading into the share folder. So this is the entire requirement of the concept. So before we don't have the share mechanism. So what the people will do? The people will going to be manually copy the data from the source to, this is the source, this is the destination. For example, the copying is happening from the 3 servers, 3 sources. So when the continuously data is keep on copying to the source to destination, the IO devices means what? Your RAM, your hard disk, your network, entire will be totally busy state into the your destination server and the source server. So this is going to be very impactable. If any data is mishappen also, again we need to start from the zero. So the concept of this particular mechanism came into the picture, nothing but NFS mechanism. The NFS mechanism basically we are using from the Unix to Unix environment. For example, there is a data you want to share it from the one server to other server. We are using the concept called NFS. NFS is a very easy process and we can easily create the server, and we can share it into the environment. This is a very feasible one. So basically NFS is a file sharing protocol. Nothing but it will share the content to the your environment. So NFS is a part of some three major things it will be using. One is that TCP protocol. So whenever the data is copying from the source to destination, the TCP protocol will be coming to the picture. Nothing but it is a reliable transport. And numerical identification, everything will be having the proper identification, user IDs, group IDs, and high availability will be going to be validated. So here the NFS is a nothing but every file system. As I said you earlier, Linux, every file system will be having the one configuration file. For example, in the last class we discussed about the nginx /etc nginx. If it's a http /etc http http.conf means all the configuration files will be there into the /etc. So coming to here, the data whatever we are adding here, nothing but the data configuration we are adding here, everything will be under the control of /etc. So this is the standard location of your NFS file system. So keep it in mind, because your interview time also people may ask you that, okay, what is the standard configuration file, or where the data is going to be stored into the NFS. All the NFS data will be stored into the /etc export fs file. So this is the standard place where all your data will be there. And here we have the some of the data we are going to be update here. So what exactly the thing means? So here RW, nothing but at the time of creation I will tell you the thing, nothing but whenever we are sharing the any data, that should be readable and writable. Syncable is nothing but whenever you done the changes, automatically it should be synced to the environment. Okay, and these are the different configurations. Okay, this will help you to make your shared drive should be secure. So I will explain you at the time of creating this particular part. Okay, so creation of the thing, majorly if you come down, so the concept is very simple. To perform this activity, majorly we need to have the two servers. Okay, we need to have the two servers to implement the thing. So what we are going to do, it means, so this is your source server, this is your destination server. Okay, from the source server to destination server, how the data will be going to be transformed. So we are establishing the some kind of connectivity over there. So just think of that, this source server having the server 1, so this is the server 2. Okay, so now the particular server IP address, let me take you the, I have two servers, IPR. When I trigger the IPR, your IP address will be there. So 134. So this is my current server IP address, and another server IP address, IPR. So this is a 137. So this is a 137. Now what I'm going to do, it means, in this is your master server, and this is your client server. In master, I'm going to create a one directory, one small directory I'm creating, like a NFS underscore share. So this particular directory, I'm going to mount it over there. Mount / NFS underscore share means whatever the data I'm placing here. For example, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4. The data should be reflect here. The data should be reflect here. I'm able to access the data. And meanwhile I'm able to deal with the data. Nothing but any copy or any kind of edit, any kind of modification I can do it. So what is the major benefit is nothing but, so whenever the data is placing automatically here, this server, the particular data will be reflecting into the here. That is what we are calling as a sink. That is we are calling as a sink. Okay. So that is we are calling as a sink. So whenever the data is automatically reflecting, and the secondary benefit is that the data flow is zero here. Nothing but whenever you need a data, you are accessing the data. The replica is automatically here there. You can replicate the data and you can make use of the data. No need to perform any kind of data transfer from the source to destination or destination to the source. So this is the major advantage of component. Nothing but easily we can manage the data. There is no, because your IO operations will be less. IO operations is nothing but what? Your network, your storage and your server. These are you are keeping idle. Nothing but you are not giving the pressure to the your IO devices automatically, but you are completing the task. Just think of that. Since I have only 4 digits of the data, just some KB of data. In production environment, whatever the servers we are handling in my environment, it is a banking environment. One NFS share. In my production environment, NFS environment, one production environment, one of the file system capacity is the 2 terabytes, 2 TB. Just think of the 2 TB of the data you want to copy from the source to destination. How much of the time it will take? So by the time of the copying the data, if any disturbances will come, let it be some network issue or memory issue or IO issue, the entire data is going to be corrupted. And moreover, unnecessarily we are keeping the load on your IO devices. So your server will be very huge impact and you are not able to copy the data that much of easily. So that is the reason what we are going to do it. We are going to perform some kind of additional things. Nothing but we are placing the NFS mechanism. So NFS mechanism is a very simple. Okay, whenever you people are going for the internet centers, so the internet centers, you are finding the share folder. Have you observed? For example, you want to take any printout. Okay, there is one share folder will be there. Everyone placing the data over there. So from the master server only it is connected to the printer. People will take in the printout from here. Not only that one, your Google Drive. So everyone using the Google Drive, right? The Google Drive also kind of the same mechanism. Or OneDrive or Microsoft OneDrive. So that is also same mechanism. Nothing but everywhere you can able to access and you can access the data with less traffic control. So that is one of the major component here. So to implement this one, what I need to do it? First, I need to install the NFS. First, I need to install the NFS package. If you want to install the package means, obviously, I need to have a. So first, I need to install the package. Secondary thing, I need to create a one shared drive because particular shared drive only inside I'm placing the some data. I'm creating the one directory. I'm giving the privileges, nothing but I'm giving the readable and executable permissions over there. I'm giving the privileges over there. And this is a SC Linux kind of the optional one only. But if the in any kind of the requirement, same thing we performed into the NFS, nothing but Nginx and HTTP also. Nothing but this is will give you the permission to allow the access, nothing but writable permissions. So if the SC Linux is enabled, okay, then you need to mount the file system. For example, you need to mount the particular file system into the environment. That should be into the /etc exports. So /etc exports is the where the data we are going to add a entry. This is your source file and this is your source data, nothing but IP address, and read write. Everyone can able to read write. Everyone able to sync up means automatically data will be syncing. Just think of that. So user come up with a one kind of the requirement. The data whatever there in a master server, it is not syncing into the client server. So because of in configuration file, if you are not mentioning the sync, the data will go not going to be sync automatically. Means here we need no need to provide any changes here. Directly we can perform the things manually, nothing but everything will be automatically, it will going to be display by using the sync command. And moreover here these are the two things we are giving the root privileges, nothing but whenever you are copying the data and other destination folder. So this is the destination folder. This destination folder, what I will do, I'm going to copy the data, I'm going to edit the data, I'm going to modify the data, or I'm going to place some extra place data. Whatever may be the data, I need to have it access and control. That is going to be happen in this situation. And automatically once the data is going to be completed, so we are going to export FS. Export FS is the particular thing majorly we are using for the exporting of your data, nothing but whatever this data is there, we are mentioning this particular server, whatever the shared drive is there, it is ready to serve you. That is we are calling as export FS. Export FS is the command majorly we are using for the environment wise. So and enable is the command. The command will help you out to enable your services automatically, into the production environment. So firewall is the option. Majorly most of the companies are firewall nowadays, they are not using. Okay, if they are using the firewall means 1 minute. So if they are using the firewall means automatically the data will going to be reflect over there. For example, firewall is the kind of inbuilt mechanism of the server. It will allow and deny the data. It's the same thing in your laptops you are having firewall, right? The same way Linux side also this firewall command. So if some data is not able to access means maybe this firewall also one of the option. So let me implement. In the destination server, we are not doing anything. Directly we are installing the package. We are mounting the services automatically. You are able to access. Let me implement the thing. First of all, I am taking this is as my master server. So first IPR is a listing of your IP address. So if you want to install the package means obviously what I need to have? I need to have a repository. Repo list all. The command will give us the information of how many repos are there, how many are enabled, disabled, everything it will be listed out. Repo list. So the repo list command will help you out what are the things are enabled, ready to serve you. Okay, so means I have a repository, that is the first level of the validation to install the package. Now the second thing is that I need to install the NFS utils package. So NFS utils package, and this secondary thing is that you need to go with this particular policy Python one also we need to install. So you can go with the DNF command or yum command. Anything is the fine for that. Okay, no need to go with anything. So right now I'm going with the DNF command. You can go with the DNF or yum. These are the both are the same set of environment. So you can see that I already given the privileges yes. Okay, if you can see that the command whatever I trigger like yum or DNF install, I given a y is a nothing but yes, you just go and install it what I'm the package I'm looking for. So the same thing you are automatically the package is going to be installed. So the package is installed now. You can see that some of the dependencies are there. So let me see that yum install NFS star -y. This command also you can go with as well. So it is installing the package. So it is running the packages. So ultimately you need to install the package. See, you can see that here I given a star. Means I don't want to bother about what are the things are there. Nothing but what exactly the package. I need to install all the NFS related. After NFS, whatever it may be there, everything it will be going to be installed. And their dependencies also it will going to be installed automatically. So the package is installed. Okay, so once the package is installed, now the next course of action. So I need to make a directory. So I need to create a one shared directory. Here why we are using the sudo command. If you don't have the privileges means we are using the sudo command. So ls-l, I am listing out whether directory is created or not. The directory is created and I could see that there is already earlier I placed some data over there. Just go to the particular path and I'm placing the data. So these are the different types of the data is available into the particular share folder. So now I given the privileges. So why we need to give the privileges? So nothing but everyone trying to access the data. I don't want to give the access to everyone. Only NFS user only can need to be access the data. So that is the one I given a privileges. So Vaishnavi, this particular topic I'm going to cover you next thing. Okay, so in the time I will explain you about these particular commands. Okay, so these are the particular commands majorly we are using for the giving the privileges. chmod is nothing but giving the full-fledged privileges of particular directory. Okay, so once we created the directory, so these are the kind of the optional. For example, as I said you earlier, most of the times your environment, these are the things it going to be optional. Nothing but it will be, you can give it or not. So if your environment is already there, means SC Linux based environment, production environment, SC Linux means extra privileges control. It is not having most of the times because everyone is using the active directories mechanism and advanced firewall mechanisms. So people are, it is also one of the inbuilt mechanism of security people are not using nowadays as much as expected. So now we need to go to the one of the place. So this is the standard. Just I'm copying the data and placing the data. So what exactly the thing? If we can go through this one. So this is your share folder. This is your share folder. And if you can see that here, what is your server IPR? This is your server IP 192.168.220.137. So after 220, I am not giving the any digit. I am giving the 24. 24 is a nothing but range. From the particular series, whether you replace with 1 or replace with 2 or 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be, up to 250 IPs. So automatically, or this particular range will be going to be reflect nothing but the particular range of the IPs. Whatever the things are there in our environment, everyone can able to access this. For example, so if your IP is configured with a 220.27, 28, 29, like 2, 3, so that particular server IP will going to be, for example, means my destination server IP is 192.168.134, means I'm able to take up the data like this. The range of the configuration we are giving, because as per the architecture, don't think that your client server will be one. There will be number of client server we will be having into the production environment, not the one we will be having the number of servers. So this is one of the major component we are using into the production environment. Okay, and the secondary thing is that whenever you people are using this particular entry, we need to add an entry into the one of the configuration file. What is that configuration file means? This is the configuration file /etc exports. So this particular point /etc export, we need to go to the server. So here actually here already data is there, means the entry is earlier I added. Okay, so that is the reason it's not reflecting. But coming to the your cases, the data won't be there. So in that time you need to go to the nano or VI editor, go to the entry, okay, and copy the data, copy this entire data and paste it here. Control O, enter and Control X. So again revalidate once again. So whenever you are performing any kind of this kind of activities, always you need to take the backup, like so 07/08/2026, because I don't want to be mess up. If any problematic situation happen, I lost the data, means unnecessarily it going to be mess up. So that is the reason I don't want to be place the myself problematic. So this is the one of I place the data into the configuration. So then export export fs -rav. So the command will help you out. It is informing into the particular network, it is ready to serve you particular shared folder. This particular shared folder is going to be ready to serve you. Show mount -e, what is IP address? If you can mention search here, it will be listed out. Means, so interview times people will ask you the particular command show mount -e. The show mount -e is the one of the command. The command majorly using to find out from which server which shared device is ready to serve you. So by using this command, we can easily find out which shared device is ready to serve you. Particularly this IP address, this is the one ready to serve. It is not happening means what exactly I need to do it? I need to re-trigger the particular export -rav. So once these are done, then you need to add it to the firewall. So firewall adding, why we need to do it? Some of the cases, most of the times your operating system will be deals with a firewall. So this firewall is the one of the major component. It is controlling the your, like it acts like a fencing. So it acts like a fencing. Automatically your data and everything will be going to be controlled by the your firewall. So most of the companies people are stopping the firewall. Okay, if not stopped means you need to add the services. So these are the commands. You need to go one by one. RPC bind is the one of the another subsystem service. Mount D is the another service. This is also one of the service. And once I added, I need to restart the my firewall. So firewall I added. Okay, let me go with export hyphen RAV or V. So the command will list you out which particular thing is ready to serve you. Okay, from the server level, we are ready with the things and all. There is no issue from the server end. Let me go to the client end now. Client end, now we are going with the M repo list all. So why I am going with M repo list all? Because I want to install the package. Before installing the package, I want to know that whether any repository is there or not. So then I'm going with package installation. So you can see that NFS utils, but I don't want to go with the simply NFS utils. M, let me go with the cd slash M install NFS star. So I given a simply NFS star, it will install the all the NFS related packages. First of all, it will list you out the packages. Move on with another server. So for this one, if you want to perform this activity, you need to have it two servers. One is acting like a master, another one is acting like a client. M repo list on. So I triggered M install NFS star. Yes. So if you don't want to give the multiple yes, you can go with a hyphen y. Automatically it will install the everything. So after installation, nothing is there. We need to go with a mount hyphen T. T is a nothing but type. NFS 4 is the nothing but NFS version. We are using the NFS file system, and this is your master server shared path. Means what is the path? This is the path. This is the path. Okay, package is installed. Now go with it. So this is our master server. 133 is our master server. This is your shared drive. So what I'm going to do, it means this is your master server. Let me check it out once again, the IP address. This is your master server. I'm going with a command called mount. So let me make it, see, before I'm making here, okay, mount -t. T is nothing but type. NFS v4 is the version, or NFS v4 also, yeah, v4, and your master server colon on the shared device. What is the shared device? This is the, what you call, this is your shared device space / destination mount point. So by default MNT will be there. That is the reason I'm taking the MNT. I don't want to go with the MNT, means you can go with the any directory. For example, mkdir NFS client, something I created. Okay, so same command I'm going with the same thing. This is the source, and / NFS client. Sorry. So now it is a mounted df-th / so this mount point is listed. You can see that here this is a LVM based mechanism. Okay, dev, mapper and file system, everything it is. This is a LVM based. If you can see that here, it is totally into the shared device. We are calling as a shared device mechanism. What is we are calling a shared device, NFS file system. So once this is done, you are going to add an entry into the /etc fstab. So /etc fstab, we are adding the entry cat /etc fstab. So to make your server after reboot also file system should be listed, means this is the source, you need to add it, plus this is the destination, you need to add it. Okay, after that file system you need to add it. Under defaults 0, 0. So these all under, it is optional, auto mount and all. Okay, so by default you need to mention defaults 0, 0. Why? Means after server reboot also the file system will be available into the your environment. So this is the basic. For example, if you can see that here, while we go into the path, what is the data there here? Ultimately, what is the use of this one? Means this is the data. Go to the particular path. So this is the data. You can see that here, let me remove the particular file, or let me remove the particular file here in server. Now there is no file is there. Let me trigger LL. I'm not done anything. Okay, I'm not performed any kind of the commands here. Okay, I'm just trying to list out. The data is lost, right? You got my point? This is what the syncing, nothing but automatically the data is going to be lost. For example, touch ABC, some file I created. So a file I created. Let me go here. The file reflected, right? Means within a fraction of seconds, terabyte of data also we can able to reflect. So that is one of the major advantage. For example, in production environment, what type of the major issues will come? Means what type of the need of when the particular moment this NFS will be useful, means let it be any one of the guy is a part of the application team. The application team particular member, they will come up with a request. Okay, they want to install the some copy of the data. They want to install the some software. They want to copy the some application data from the server to server. Let it be from this server to this server. If I want to copy the data, terabyte of data, let it be 1 TB of data, 2 TB of data also, it will take you long moment of the time. So what we are going to do it? We are going to place the data into the one share folder. Automatically it is mounted, we are mounting to the destination client where he is able to access. Automatically the data is going to be reflected, and we are not transferring the data large portion also. I don't want to be your CPU will be fully occupied. So you need to have a buffer space, then only other resources will be going to be active. That is what the requirement. So this is the one of the thing. And the secondary thing is that in production environment, you will get one more issue. What exactly the issue means? So in interview questions, people will ask you the one of the question. Okay, the question is that so first question is that df-h is hung state. What will do? So this is one of the major question will come into the whenever the people are dealing with the NFS or Samba. So NFS and Samba both are the similarities are there. NFS is basically supporting Unix to Unix environment. Samba is supporting Unix to Windows environment. Whenever the data is accessing from the another server, just think of that. Here the ultimate purpose is that the local file system you are using into the destination file system, right? So this NFS share is the not a local file system. It is the destination file system of particular server, but locally you are using the particular thing. So this is one of the major advantage. So whenever in particular server your df-h is hung means probably your operating system is not in a position to understand whether the particular file system is there or not. So this is going to be happen regularly. So what we are going to do it right now means, let it be whenever the people will ask you this question, first of all the question we need to give it right, whether the particular server is having any NFS mechanism. I am going to check it out. How you are going to check it out? So simple, cat /etc fstab. Cat etc fstab, the entry usually the people will update here. Okay, so if not updated also, there is some situation also we need to check it out the server by using the systemctl. Server by using the systemctl command. So I'm going to check it out and validate the particular service. So let me move on to the next thing. So particular thing, anything there means I am going to unmount the file system nano like this. Unmounting a particular file system will release the your hard disk. Nothing but your hard disk will be keep on updating, and your server level it is keep on finding the your services. So that is the reason what we are going to do it. We are going to uncomment. So answer to the question, whenever the people will ask the df-h is hung into the environment, the question formation you need to go into the proper way. One is that I'm going to validate whether where the df-h is hung. So by validating the cat etc fstab. Cat etc fstab, probably most of the times the people will update you the NFS share device and white share devices. Particular thing will be validated and they will going to be respond immediately. So this is a way how we are going to be manage NFS file system. Any doubts?